So right now, life may feel a bit uncertain. If you imagine that you are crossing a river, it's like you put your foot on a stone that you think is stable, but you very quickly find out it is not. And so, in a time of hoping for a steady rock, be clay. This is going to be a bit of an odd message, but it's coming through very clearly. So, in a time where it feels like there's uncertainty and you are trying to ground yourself in the present and in the current reality, the way to do that is not by being a rock and being steady in a certain decision or area, but rather, in a world of rocks, be clay. With clay, you start off with a block of it, and you hack at it, and you make it malleable, and you adjust it in so many different ways, and sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes, with clay, when you're making, let's say, a cup, you try to get it to be a very particular form, and then it just flops. It falls into itself. And so, with that, what you do is you take it, and you put it in a ball, and you start again. And you keep adjusting and carving and altering it until it is your desired form. With rocks, it's not malleable. They're hard and they're rigid, and you can't really change them very easily. And so let's say you are trying to carve out your own life. If you think of your life in a way where things need to happen in X, Y, Z, in 1, 2, 3, it's not going to go that way. Or it can, but it's more rare. And so to have that be your mental foundation, kind of in a rock mentality, it's difficult. Because then when there is change, you go, well, this isn't what it was supposed to be. This wasn't this specific thing. But when you shape yourself as you would with clay, then you start to adjust and refine. And this is not a time to be super precious about life, about the way it's supposed to go, because there is no one particular way. If things don't work out, that means that this is your time to reshape. For example, sometimes with clay, when you go to make a piece, you start with it being one way, and you end with it looking completely different. One isn't better than the other, but you shape it and you mold it into what it's meant to be, what it's supposed to be, not what you think it needs to be sometimes. Because as you shape your life, sometimes the way it forms and molds is into a form and into a shape that is different than you may intend. And sometimes it's for the better, most of the time. You know, think back at when you wanted something to be a very specific way and it didn't work out, and you think, you know what? Thank goodness it didn't work out, because if it did, that would have been, for example, let's say a relationship or a friendship or a connection, and you think, oh, this is it, you know? It doesn't get better than this. And sometimes life changes and you look back and you say, oh my gosh, I dodged a bullet. But again, if that had formed into the way that you thought it needed to be, it would have been awful. But sometimes something has to not work out for you to go back to the drawing board and start again, so you can be clay. And the beautiful thing about clay is you can hack at it, you can break it, you can do whatever you want, and you can shape it and make it awful and make it the ugliest cup you've ever seen. And at the end of the day, you can take it and you can put it into a ball and say, we're going to try again. What happens when you approach life that way? When you give yourself that same grace that you would towards clay rather than a rock. With a rock, you can try to change it and shape it, but you can't. You can't shape a rock. It is what it is. But if you are seeking change, and this is a time where change is maybe something you're hoping for in a positive way, maybe you're hoping for some kind of change with relationships or work or mental health or physical health. But that comes with molding your future and shaping your future. And so this is a time to reflect and not be so precious about how things are meant to work out. Because sometimes they don't work out for other things to work out. But you have to, or source, or yourself, or whatever is asking you to make that effort. Keep trying. For yourself, for you, because you deserve it. You deserve to shape your life into one that you love living. So, what do you need to hear? We shall ask the cards. What do you need to hear right now? What is it that you need to hear right now? It's always fun picking. You never know what you get. It's interesting, there isn't a clear one today. Sometimes it's very obvious. Sometimes it's more hidden. I think this one. This is a fun one. Freya. Bold. So this is what pops up. Okay, let me find the page. Okay. I'll try to edit it so you can see. Okay, it says, unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring. Message from Freya. Don't play it safe right now. Instead, take bold action in the direction of your true heart's desire. Success comes not from timidity, but from committing yourself fully to realizing your dream. Hold the clear intention of success, and it shall come about. Enjoy the excitement of taking risks, of being bold, and of being daring. And be sure to celebrate your success with a party or by splurging on a wonderful indulgence. So meanings of this card. Take a risk and make a bold life change. Appreciate your body, flirt, go have fun, celebrate. That's a good one. It's a sweet card. But yeah. This is a time where you are being asked to look at your life as if you are a ball of clay. So one that is malleable, not so rigid. So if you're finding yourself in these moments of rigidity, notice, how can I approach life right now as if I am an empty cup? And what can I fill it with today? And see where that leads you. And don't forget to take action in the ways that you are meant to and what calls to you. Because, again, you are a masterpiece. So all you gotta do is start carving. Anyways, that's the message for today. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Take care. Bye.